Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I want to share a concept with you that I call mirroring, and it's how to mirror a man. Now, what I mean by this, and this is so important because what I mean by this is you have to, in a relationship, and especially in dating, but marriage is a little different, but especially in dating, you have to mirror a man. And what this means, it doesn't mean to think like a man. It doesn't mean to act like a man. What this means is you don't give a man more than he is giving you. So if your birthday comes first in the year and he spends $50 on you, when it's time for his birthday, you spend $50 on him. And you say, well, why do I do that? That sounds like playing games. That I'm gonna be me and do me because that's not how my heart is wired. And so don't tell me to do that. This is the important reason what you have to understand about men. Men like to be served. Men love acts of service more so than gifts or anything. So when you are serving a man, when you do for a man, anything you do for a man, it goes to his brain, it goes to his ego. And if a man spends $50 on you and then you spend 500 on him, you just spoiled him. And you just showed him that he only has to put in this much, but he's going to get back this much. So what he's going to do is give you the minimum. But a lot of times what men do is men do things and we don't evaluate our own actions. And because women are lovers, you will love a man even when he is undeserving. And so come Christmas, he may get you one gift and then he has five gifts to open. Well, you just sent the wrong message and you just reinforced his lackadaisical minimal effort. But when you mirror a man, now he's able to see himself in the mirror. That's why I call it mirroring a man, because now he can see himself and and he will think, he will like, wow, this all you got me is this little $50 gift. And then you'll be able to say, well, yeah, you got me a $50 gift. So I assume that we were just getting $50 gifts. I assume that just your style, your personality is that you don't feel like it's a smart investment to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on gifts on a day. What? I never said that. I didn't say that. Well, I was just, you are the man. And men lead in love. Men always say the man is the head. The man should be the head of the household. On the taxes, it says head of household, and you put the man's name. The woman takes the man's last name in marriage a lot of times, in most cases. So I follow your lead. So now here you are, you're putting the mirror in his face. And so what happens is a lot of times it's like you have to give a person a taste of their own medicine, and don't look at it as like it's games. It's literally just allowing a person to realize that you get out what you put in a relationship. And so if I notice, it's like one mistake that I would make is my wife, when she would be talking to me, I may be texting or sending an email or doing business. Well, if I'm talking to her and she's texting and doing something, now I get to see what that feels like. And whether she's doing it intentionally or not, I get to see the mirror. And now I get to realize, that is real rude. I need to be present. And so don't get this twisted. Don't get this twisted. Don't take this out of context of, because here is, this is the deal breaker, okay? This is where you don't mirror a man. When I speak of mirroring a man, I'm talking about inconsequential behaviors. I'm talking about, like, if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do in the house, like take out the trash or whatever it may be, or, you know, pick up his underwear out the floor. If he doesn't pick up his underwear out the floor and you don't pick up his underwear out the floor, now his underwear stays there. So now you are mirroring him, and he's looking at his underwear every day, and it's like, why didn't you pick up my underwear? And he's like, those aren't my underwear. Those are your underwear, and you should pick up your underwear. You know, you are an adult. And the thing about it is, I just said that without yelling, without cursing, but it's direct. And a lot of times women baby a man, you pamper a man, and you worship a man. And so we lose respect for you because that man, and when I say we, I'm not actually talking about me in this stage of my life, but I'm just saying we, the male species. But that man will lose respect for you because you have to understand he's not perfect. He's not fully developed. He's not this perfect man. He is a human being. And when a man who is weak in some area senses you are weaker than him, then he may take advantage of your weakness. And I know in a perfect world, you want him to be like, to not take advantage of that weakness, or to not be spoiled by your weakness or by your kindness. I know in a perfect world, that's how you want it to be, but that's just not the world we live in. And that's just not the man that you're with. So understand that I'm preparing you for what you're dealing with 9 out of 10 times. Now, if you meet a perfect man, congratulations, here's a cookie. But 9 out of 10 times, that is not going to happen. And so understand you're dealing with a human being who has human conditioning based on his past and his pain. So now the deal breaker comes here. The deal breaker comes where, now one thing you got to understand about me, you always got to be ready to sit down and listen and learn. Get your notepad out, because I'm not doing like a lot of these guys talking for 4 minutes with some fluff for some clickbait. This the real deal. So get your notepad out. This is where the deal breaker comes. I'm not telling you, listen to me, because I know you already in the comments. You're already in the comments. Listen to me. I'm not telling you to stoop to his level and compromise your self-worth or your self-respect. Let me paint the picture clearly. If he yells at you, to mirror him would be to walk away, to show him that if you exhibit inappropriate, immature communication skills, I'm going to exhibit a immature communication skill by walking away. Because typically you wouldn't walk away when you're communicating if the communication is healthy. So if you're communicating, you storm off, that would be immature. But if he is stepping out of bounds and he's yelling at you or he's cursing at you, you have to stop that behavior immediately. So you remove yourself. You don't yell back and you don't curse back. You sidestep the power struggle. Sidestep the power struggle. Keep that word. Sidestep the power struggle so that you now disarm him. So now he has just learned, because now he's looking in the mirror and he says, okay, when I scream or when I yell or when I curse or when I belittle her or when I demean her or when I call her out of her name, she shuts down and she moves on. She does not sit there and listen to it and take it and start crying. She does not stoop to my immature level and yell and scream and curse and demean and belittle and call me out of my name. She keeps her class and she removes herself from the relationship. Now the question is asked, well, why is everything gotta be on the woman? Why do we have to be the mature one? You don't have to be the mature one if you don't want to, but the video is for you. Because 95% of my viewers are women. There's a video out there for the man. But at the same time, what you have to realize is that the men watching this, they're learning too. So although I'm speaking to who's listening, the man is learning too. And so y'all save me that one. Now, the other thing is when it comes to mirroring a man, you don't, what I mean by this, and keep this in mind, never compromise your self worth or your self respect. So if he goes and he sleeps with another woman, you leave him. You don't go and revenge cheat, because now that makes you no better than him. Now you're just as loose booty as he is. Now you're just as worthless as he is. Now you're just as broken and hurting and lost as he is. So when he hits below the belt, when he does something that is degrading to you and or to himself, you don't degrade yourself or him. Instead, remember, sidestep the power struggle and you move on. And when you move on, now he realizes, now he gets to look in the mirror and say, my actions did this, and this is what I deserve. I'm a grown boy. I'm an immature man, and she's not going to reinforce my immature behavior. And as a man, I need to accept responsibility, and I need to man up, and I need to grow up, and I need to learn how to behave as a man, learn how to love like a man, learn how to lead like a responsible person, so that she can be her best and so that she can flourish. And if I allow her to flourish by setting a positive example, then I know my life will benefit from her being at her best. So in mirroring a man, it's one simple thing to bring it all the way down. If you get to the end, put be blessed in the comments, right? Be blessed if you got this far. It's one simple thing. One simple thing is, don't give a man more than he is giving you. Is point blank period. And don't go throwing Bible scriptures and all of that. That's talking about you and your neighbor. It ain't talking about you and your husband and giving your husband more than he give you. It say love your husband as the Lord. No, it tell the man to love his wife as Christ loved the church. And it tell you to submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. But the directive is given to the man first. So if the man is not doing his job, then he's already out of line. Then you would be out of line to be giving him and submitting to him and serving him when he's not in line, if he's supposed to be the head. So listen, do not give a man more than he gives you. And listen to this. If he is not giving you what you need, what you deserve, leave him. Don't settle for it. Don't sit in it. Don't say, well, he cheated, but I'm not supposed to cheat, so I'm just going to deal with it. No. Hasta la vista. Hasta luego. Bye-bye. See you later. Whatever language you speak, I'm out of here. Deuces. I'll see you on the other side. I'm gone. Point blank period. Hey, this Tony Gaskins. Be blessed.